Welcome to the Insurance Agents and Brokers Podcast.
Hello, my name is Megan Fioretta, and I am the brand manager for IA&B. This is the audio version of the feature article from January 2024 issue of Primary Agent Magazine. It is entitled Carrier Ratings Have the Necessary Process in Place by Curt Pearsall. Rating agencies such as AM Best, Demotech, S&P, etc. periodically dissect the financials of nearly every insurance carrier in the marketplace. Ratings can change based on these reviews, so have a process to secure a carrier's most up-to-date information. Every agency should have an established minimum financial rating for the carriers they do business with. While a minimum rating of A- using the AM Best rating approach is common, consider how your E&O carrier addresses insolvency in the policy form. Not many carriers are downgraded each year. For example, an agency could have a carrier going from A+ to A. While agency management may want to examine the situation more closely, there will probably not be further action needed. But what would your agency process be if one of your carriers was downgraded from A- to B? What you should do. Identify the clients with those carriers. If the carrier is used by a wholesaler, the wholesaler should be able to provide this information unless it was captured in your agency system. Give those clients a written notice. Explain the situation and advise the client that the coverage was placed in an insurance carrier that was recently downgraded. Include the explanation of the rating as provided by the rating agency. For example, in the AM Best methodology, a B rating is defined as fair. A B+ rating is good, etc. Inform your client that you are not able to attest to the carrier's future status, and that there is a potential for the carrier to be unable to satisfy its obligation to pay claims. A goal of this written document is to educate the client to enable them to make an informed decision on whether they will continue or discontinue coverage with the current carrier. Before doing that, be aware that some state laws can restrict or limit oral or written statements about the financial condition of an insurer. If you are unsure about your state's law, contact your state or trade association. If you have any questions, please contact IA&B at advocacy@iabforme.com or by phone at 1-800-998-9644. Option 4. Include language advising the client that the agency is willing to remarket the account to a carrier with a higher rating. Note that there is no guarantee that the premium will equal to or less than the client is currently paying, or that the coverage will be identical. The client must decide and communicate in writing what direction they want the agency to take. Some agencies have the choices listed on a document and require the client to check the box that indicates their decision. What if one of my carriers is placed in rehabilitation? If a carrier is unable to meet its financial obligations, the insurance department in the carrier's home state may initiate a process known as rehabilitation to try to help them before taking the stronger action of declaring the carrier insolvent. This action will often be coupled with a rating downgrade. In general, you will want to take the same steps in the case of rehabilitation as a carrier downgrade. However, carefully review the rehabilitation orders to best inform your clients. The rehabilitation process varies, and specifics are provided by the State Department of Insurance, which include a contact to address further questions or concerns. In a rehabilitation scenario, it may be the best interest of the client to keep their coverage in place. However, the client should make this decision after being presented with details of the rehabilitation. For the agent, it is vital to document any interactions with the client and get a sign-off if they choose to stay with the carrier. Written by Curt Pearsall, CPCU, AIAF, CPIA, is president of Pearsall Associates, Inc., and consultant to the Utica National E&O Program. This information is provided solely as an insurance risk management tool. Utica Mutual Insurance Company and the other member insurance companies of Utica National Insurance Group are not providing legal advice or any other professional services. Utica National shall have no liability to any person or entity with respect to any loss or damages alleged to have been caused directly or indirectly by the use of the information provided. You are encouraged to consult an attorney or other professional for advice on these issues. Note about rating agencies. Review your carrier's ratings at least once a year, including those used by wholesalers you do business with. Ratings are available for free at ambest.com and demotech.com. Note: customer notification letters. IA&B members have access to 2 sample letters for agencies to notify customers of company downgrades. When personalizing these letters, do not create a situation that could be deemed, quote, maliciously critical of the insurer's financial condition, unquote. Do not make mention of the state guarantee fund. Do not provide a financial rating organization's proprietary information. Simple notification of a downgrade letter can be found at iabforme.com, as well as agencies with a policy that only do business with carriers above a certain rating can also be found at iabforme.com. Thank you for listening.
Insurance Agents and Brokers is the premier resource and champion for independent insurance agencies in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. For more information, visit iabforme.com.